From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Federal Health Minister Marjorie Michel is working on a national strategy on men's and boys' health and is planning to consult with both advocates and MPs from across the aisle.
The Movember Institute of Men's Health released a report last summer that said Canadian men are about 3 times more likely than women to die by suicide and face significant barriers in seeking access to all kinds of health care. Conservative MP Jamil Javani recently presented an open letter to the Prime Minister calling for action to help young men. A spokesperson for Michel says she plans to be in touch with Javani soon. Diana Messina, The Canadian Press.
A proposed high-speed rail line between Toronto and Quebec City will come with massive energy demands, thus posing a new challenge for already burdened power grids in central Canada. The head of the Crown Corporation that oversees the project says the route could see up to a dozen electrical substations built in Ontario and Quebec. Martin Emblo says the substations would propel trains requiring double the energy of those run by Standard Electric.
It's a significant block, but we're already in discussion with the Hydro-Quebec to make sure that the capacity is there, and there's no issue either Ontario and in Quebec. So we need many substations consuming probably 50 megawatts.
The two provinces are expecting electricity demand to soar 75 to 100% by the year 2050 as the grids come under strain from data centers, electric vehicles, and population growth. Saskatoon police say an 18-year-old man has been charged with manslaughter and aggravated assault in the city's first homicide of the year. Police say two 25-year-old men arrived at a local hospital with stab wounds before 6 a.m. on Tuesday. One of the men later died while the other was in stable condition. Police did not provide any further details on the homicide in the news release that was sent out. Overseas now, where Russian authorities say the suspected gunman behind the shooting of a top military intelligence official has been detained in Dubai and has been handed over to Russia. The deputy chief of Russia's military intelligence agency was hospitalized after being shot several times on Friday in Moscow. The Federal Security Service has named the suspect as Lyubodir Korba, a Russian citizen. They say they've also identified 2 accomplices, including one who was detained in Moscow and the other who, quote, left for Ukraine. Russia's foreign minister is describing the shooting as an apparent terrorist attack by Ukraine. And finally, residents in southern Ontario have been bundling up as a deep freeze settles into the region. Environment Canada issued cold warnings for areas stretching from Pembroke to Windsor, advising of wind chills as low as minus 35. That was last night. Now, the bone-chilling cold is forecast to carry over into today before slightly letting up on Monday. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada and Brazil were toe-to-toe throughout their best-of-5 Davis Cup qualifier. In Match 4, Gabriel Diallo of Montreal outlasted Matias Pucinelli de Almeida in a 2-hour, 27-minute match to tie the first-round showdown at 2 games apiece. And then it was Liam Draxel of Newmarket, Ontario, in Game 5, taking on and defeating Gustavo Haide for the 3-2 series win. On to the Olympics now, where Canada closed out day 1 with a bronze medal thanks to speed skater Valerie Malte. The 35-year-old in her 5th Olympics earned the medal in the women's 3,000 meters. And finally over to the NBA, where the San Antonio Spurs got past the visiting Dallas Mavericks 138-125. The Orlando Magic overcoming a 17-point deficit, beating the Utah Jazz 120-117. And the visiting Charlotte Hornets won their 9th straight with a 126-119 decision over the Atlanta Hawks. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.